Hey everyone, welcome. I hope you're having a decent day. I know there's a lot of craziness going on. For those of you that might have been watching, I was just on Michael's show with Tara and Jojo, and I wanted to pick up. I was gonna go write a letter, but I figured, there's just so much going on here, and plus. I got a phone call with some news. Wanted to break with you guys. Also, give you a little update on stuff going on. So, smash those hearts. Let's get as many people as we can in here. Let's share the message far and wide. And before we get started, just want to give you a quick update. Tomorrow, very big day. 2 o'clock, we're gonna do our Unleashed with Michael Cohen and Malcolm Nance. Then at 3:15, we're going to do a live interview with Congressman Ro Khanna. Make sure you join us because, as I promised you, the one thing we're not going to do is we're not going to let them cover up the Epstein files. We're not going to let them whitewash it. We're not going to let them silence the survivors or the victims. So I'm going to do everything in my power and keep doing it to make sure to keep that alive and make sure that we're able to continue speaking truth to power. Because right now, our speech are not only we're under major attack, folks. And a lot of you might have heard the breaking news, which we'll get to in a second, that ABC has just canceled and taken off the air Jimmy Kimmel because he made a mistake, which I don't even know if it was a mistake. We still don't know all the facts. He called the Charlie Kirk's assassin part of Mega. Again, we still don't know all the facts. They're still painting the picture, but they're coming out saying that he was a left wing, or a trans, that it was a left wing. You could do it. That's okay, but and they're firing students. I mean, teachers in colleges. They're firing. NBC fired Matthew Dowd. I mean, it is just off the rails, folks. This is not reality. And while this is happening, we have Donald Trump. He's actually in the UK right now in an unprecedented, first time ever, show of, showing what America looks under dictatorship, where other countries bow down and, kiss the ring and they kill me. Exactly. Fox didn't fire kill me. I mean, we're going to get to the Jimmy Kimmel stuff and some of the stuff I'm hearing, but just think about what's happening in UK right now, and let's go over the stuff that has transpired over the day. First of all day Trump is in UK. We're having the people there wine him, dine him, show him the opiates of lavish of because what does Donald Trump want to be? He wants to be their king, a dictator, somebody that rules, someone that doesn't have anybody to stand up. And now he's there feeling what it's like. Why? Because he's using the pressure of the tariffs. He's using the pressure of the aid to Ukraine. He's using all kinds of pressures to get, what I call his bucket list. Because Donald Trump, if you take a look at what he's been doing, he's the last since he's got into this Oval, he's literally started a bucket list. He's going to football games. He's going to U.S. Open. He's going to soccer championships. Now he's going to unprecedented second, trip to the UK in 2 months. That with treating him like he's the king himself. I mean, it's unheard of. And while this is happening, folks, let's break down what's happening all over the world and happening here in the United States. Because in Ukraine right now, they're continually bombarding him. Not only are they continuously sending over missiles and rockets and jihads that are constantly killing and people are dying every day, but also they are now going a step forward by now hitting NATO countries, sending their drones over NATO airspace and warning them, don't shoot it down. You have to watch the drone go over your space and go back as it kills somebody in Ukraine, and you can't even shoot it down because that's an act of war. They're shooting actual drones into Poland. 19 drones, folks. And what does Trump do? All he does is dismiss it and says it was probably a mistake. but it was far from a mistake, folks, because there's a lot that I'm working on behind the scenes that I'm hopefully, as soon as I get it, I will break it to you. When it breaks, it's going to be a doozy about what really Russia has on Donald Trump, what the relationship is between them, Witkoff, and others, how long the operation was going on to get Donald Trump and all the compromise that they have on him, and why Donald Trump is doing what he's doing and why he's compromised to what degree. And I'm working on it, and I promise you it's coming soon. So they'll make sure. That's why we need to build this platform as big as possible, because when we start breaking news like this and we're coming out risking everything, trust me when I tell you, we're risking everything, because the environment we're in, just think about what's happening. We have no free speech. We have no rights whatsoever. We have the Attorney General of the United States walking around saying that employers should go out there and fire people that don't speak nicely about Charlie Kirk. They're talking about going and charging people with RICO because Trump decided to go into a restaurant with his group of croonies, and because people stood up and decided to boo him and tell him that what they thought of him. And because of that, now Trump is saying that that's a RICO act, and he actually now has Todd Blanche, the second in command, going on TV today talking about, saying that yes, that's incitement of violence. So now they're trying to use free speech as a way to go after you on RICO, and a way to incite violence. We're gonna get to that. So while this is going on, while Trump is out there trying to pretend to be king, you got literally Putin playing real army out there on the border of Poland and Belarus and Belarusia, where they're having military games. But just like, remember right before he invaded Ukraine in 2022 February, when they were massing all those troops on the border, when everybody was talking about, we were telling you he's planning to invade. They're not military games. And he's planning to invade Poland. He's not, these aren't military games. He's planning to take over the Baltics. He's going to press far because Trump's going to do nothing about it. Because Trump's busy in the meantime trying to dismantle our own economy, our own constitution, our own rights. While that's going on overseas, while Putin is playing a real dictator and military, while people are dying in Ukraine, in the meantime, over here, we have the health system being destroyed by a lunatic, RFK Jr., that Trump gave him the keys to our health system. Just think about it. Not because he's a scientist or a doctor, or because he has knowledge, or because he's putting together an all-star team, but because he gave him the votes and helped him win and get back into office. And because of that, just because of that, he's giving him the keys to our health, to this country's health. Think about it. They fired today the testimony. I'd like to read to you. I wrote in my Substack letter. If you guys haven't read it today, make sure you go out and read it. It says, "The king without a crown, while Trump plays king, the world prepares for war." So I want to read. So Susan Monroe, she was the CDC director. She barely lasted 2 weeks, folks. She got fired. She told senators that she was ordered to pre-approve vaccine recommendations without even seeing the evidence. Think about that. She was ordered to pre-approve recommend vaccine recommendation without seeing the evidence. She testified that that a hand-picked advisory committee was pushing through changes, and that the health secretary Robert Kelly personally demanded blanket approval. Think about that, folks. Blanket approval. This is like mob style dictatorship. Basically, you're put in a position. You're going to sign off on what's it called? He insisted that she remove senior official who disagreed, and when she refused, when she spoke up, when she said no, I'm not going to do. What did he do? He called Trump and had President Trump fire her. And the sick part that today I was watching is watching those senators up there, those GOP Republican senators, that they themselves, you could see by their faces that most of them can't believe the shit that's happening to our country when it comes to the health system, are so scared of Donald Trump, or are so complicit, or have sold their souls, that are sitting there, that are defending and attacking this poor woman, attacking her because of her just wanting to tell the truth. She has no fight in the game. She's an employee. She's an employee that was hired there to go out the tour, but because they don't like what she said, just like because they don't like the numbers that are being given, they fire them. And that's another thing I want to talk to you today about, because the next I want to talk about who is our friend, that little monster of Cash Patel. Because while the Senate hearings were going on, just think about while we were having Senate hearings about our health, where the CDC director is being fired because she is not wants to go basically close her eyes on how our health is being risked, and how our children, how decades and even maybe centuries of science have gotten us to a place where we are now able to, not only live longer, but not worry about sending our kids to school, not worry about certain diseases, certain that have been we haven't even heard about in 40, 50 years, are now starting to come out again because of these people. At the same time, you have Cash Patel. Cash Patel, I'm not even going to go into all the names we could call Cash Patel. He's sitting there in front of Congress because yesterday he was in front of the Senate. As disgusting as it was to watch that whole thing play out in front of the Senate yesterday, watching these senators protect him and give him, basically a carte blanche to do what he wants, today was even more disgusting. To watch the disrespect, watching how Jordan allowed Patel to basically sit there, insult, abuse, lie, curse, do whatever he wanted to, disrespect the House of Congress, disrespect our Congress. Why? Because they were putting his feet to the fire, because they were asking him tough questions. And some of them weren't even tough, folks. They were easy questions. A simple question like Cash Patel. For the past 5, 6 years, and every single day, you have come out on your what's a podcast on social media, and they gave him example and said all you spoke about is that the first thing that should be done is the release of the Epstein files. You spoke about how the ex FBI director Ray had the black book, that he would, that the first thing that Trump needs to do when he comes into office is release the black book, release the Epstein files. What happened to you? Well, when you came into office, and you should see the responses, the cover-ups. I'm actually probably gonna later tonight or maybe tomorrow morning put together a Substack letter, a combination, a coalition of the attacks and responses on both Susan, the CDC director that was fired, and Cash Patel. The way he was on the attack. I mean, it was just a shit show, a disrespect, and there was no reason for it because we didn't get to know bottom. The bottom line is he basically lied in front of said that there is no Epstein list, that tried to now their new plan scapegoat is that Acosta did a bad investigation, and this is what they were left with, and because of this is what they're left with, this is why they don't have anything. But let's stop right there, because remember after they came into office, the first thing that Pam Bondi did, the first thing that Cash Patel did, is they came out and they said that they seen the Epstein list. They seen the videos. They seen and it's going to come out. So the fact that now they're trying to lie and trying to pretend that like he sits there and says, we've given more information than the prior administration has given information. That could be true, but that doesn't mean you're giving all the information. And that doesn't mean you're giving the pertinent. He couldn't even answer a simple question when he was asked, was Donald Trump's name on the list? He couldn't just say, was Donald Trump's name in the Epstein file? Was Donald Trump complicit in anything? He couldn't even answer it. Nick, I know you're my brother, and that's why Nick is on the ball. Where's Dan Bongino? Because I guys, I've been telling you, Bongino has come out a little bit, but he came out, you saw also he came out of his shell only to talk about the Charlie Kirk stuff. As soon as the Epstein stuff is coming to be delivered, he's going back into the shell, because I told you he's not on that ball, and that's an ace we have up our sleeve, and that's why I say right now the media, everybody should be going after Dan Bongino. How come Dan Bongino, the Congress and the Senate, well, obviously they won't do it because the Democrats don't control, but somebody should be at least asking Dan Bongino. Somebody, the media should be asking him, saying, "Hey, Dan Bongino, how do you haven't spoken about the Epstein files in 3 months since you left? and and you said you weren't going to come back. Remember, you said that, and now what happened? You haven't spoken about. So that definitely Dan Bongino. But there's a lot more happened today, folks, because I'm going to give you some news that you probably don't know about. That so some of my sources are telling me deep inside Mega World that right now JD Vance is going to be making a serious play on trying to take over Charlie Kirk's platform. He's going to, and this is why this is a coalition of the attack on all free speech. And because you got to understand, JD Vance, first of all, is not a likable guy in the mega world. Mega doesn't like him. The Republicans doesn't like him. He's an implant from the what's it called, crypto bros, the tech bros, the Elon Musk, the Peter Thiels, and Charlie Kirk was actually one of the important people to get him into Donald Trump Jr.'s world of how he got into. So because of that, one of the problems JD Vance has in being the heir apparent to Donald Trump, and that's what we kept talking about, is he's not liked. He doesn't have the following. They're not going to listen to what he's going to say. But now that is why he is trying to use this, take over the platform, because the platform basically is another junior cult. Because what he built, and this is what you guys folks understand, and I'm a little bit disturbed, not a little bit, a lot disturbed, because I was the first one to come out, and and knew, excuse me, Charlie Kirk. I came out and I right away said it is wrong for anybody to do what happened to him, but not only that, to celebrate anybody's that talk about, but that doesn't mean that it's illegal. That doesn't mean it takes so it, they're allowed to take away our free speech, our rights. Because, folks, the truth of the matter is, what Charlie Kirk said and the things that he would go on saying were very vile. Some of them were very disgusting bad. Some of them that I will not repeat and I won't even talk about and we don't agree about. And that's why when I saw the way JD Vance is trying to take over that cult, because that's what he needs to be able, because MAGA is cults inside of cults. And then finally people are starting to realize that they're not scared to call it a cult what it is. Because in the beginning, I remember when I would start calling it, everybody was, oh, Lord, Lev, don't say it, because, look what Hillary Clinton, when she said deplorables, on the other side of the fence. Well, you know what? I don't understand how the Democrats think, because Hillary Clinton, you sit there, you guys try to, not you, I'm talking about the leadership, try to excuse and make up for if somebody said something wrong. In the meantime, the president of the United States comes out and calls half the country scum, vermin, not deplorable, scum, vermin, rats, feces. Just think about that. This is the president of the United States that's supposed to be the leader for all. This is what he comes out, and this is the type of languages that he spews, the things that he says. This is what he talks about. So for the Democrats, enough is enough. We need to stop. Stop. I'm begging. Stop being on the defense. Go on the offense. Fight fire, fire. I mean, Gavin Newsom is the perfect example. I am so pissed off at Gavin Newsom. Not only does he has no time to speak with me, he's running around doing these campaigns. Today he comes out supporting and praising Charlie Kirk. Really, Gavin Newsom? What are you praising him for? What? That he spewed the vile things, talks about all kinds of I don't even go into it. What do you agree with him? Oh, you agree with him that he spoke and went into and had debates? So why don't you do it? How come you won't pick up the phone and call people like Tara, me, Michael, Olivia, others out there that will go in to do it? What you speak a big game? Everybody speaks a big game, but you guys don't do it. Instead, you're humbling down. You're pretending that you're playing right into their game by saying, "Oh, yeah, now Charlie Kirk's new. No, I'm not sorry, Charlie Kirk. Now Gavin Newsom's new game is he's gonna go. Charlie Kirk got the young man's vote. Charlie Kirk didn't get the young man's vote. Charlie Kirk used Donald Trump's MO to turn that into a cult. Most of the world, most of the country didn't even know who Charlie Kirk is until you guys are now all helping turn him into a martyr. So watching, Gavin Newsom jump around like, oh, yesterday he was trolling Trump, today he's praising Charlie Kirk. Really? I mean, and whose votes does he really believe? Does he what campaign? Just think about how much money they're wasting on all that garbage, on all of these campaigns. Like I was listening to Tara and Michael and JoJo talk about how the DNC, they're all like that. The DNC, Gavin Newsom, come on, they're all out for themselves. They should be knocking down on all our doors, asking us, begging us to come out there to help, to save our democracy. Instead, I don't even know what they're doing. And in the meantime, Trump, they're turning Charlie Kirk into a martyr. They're going out there using that to not only raise more money, but they're building that cult, that young cult that Charlie Kirk started through religion and politics, a combination of religion and politics. There's no bigger danger than that, folks. Let me tell you. There's no bigger danger than a cult that's combined religion and politics, and that's what Charlie Kirk built it on. So, you know what? And then to top it off, I've been telling you this for a long time coming, and now you're starting to see it. It's already out in the open. They went and released Jimmy Kimmel. Really, for what? Because they're already also complicit. And what the White House, not even Trump, this is the White House put out a statement saying that ABC will their watchers there will be much more happier that they got rid of Jimmy Kimmel because he's garbage. So now they're controlling not only the news you watch, they're controlling the way comedy is going to be done. They're controlling everything. This is what it's called brainwashing, folks. And it's not to you because you guys aren't watching this shit. You are here. But just think about it. There's right now, what, 12, 1,300 people of us? But think about how many millions and millions of people are out there watching this shit. Think about how many millions of people are out there listening to the shit and not listening to what we're talking about. That's why I keep screaming that we need to build a platform. I'm even started. I spoke to my son. He's helping me. I'm putting together my YouTube channel also to try to get out to. I'm going to be doing now between some stuff on YouTube also to be able to get to a bigger crowd. I don't know. I don't know what it is that we have to do to. I don't know what we have to do to how to wake up the Democratic Party, the leadership. I just don't know. Actually, I do know. You know what? That's what we need to do. We need to, every single one of you, let's do that. Let's start putting pressure. Let's start calling not the Gavin Newsom. Let's call Ken Martin. Let's put pressure on Ken Martin, the leader of the Democratic Party. Let's all of us flood his phones, emails. Let's put pressure on them and say enough is enough. If you can't do it, get the hell out. Let's put somebody else in there, but we need to act. We have it's almost a year, exactly less than a year left until the midterms. This is the fight for our democracy, and we're not even fighting a fair fight. We're fighting against fascism. We're fighting against dictatorship. We're fighting against people that want to take away our rights. We can't wait anymore. So I'm begging you. So today I'm going to ask each and every one of you, please go out there and spread and speak to every single Democrat you know. and let them do everything. Let's get Ken Martin and let him answer some hard questions. Where is he, first of all? Where is the money being spent? Where's all this money? We're getting all these emails that you're contribute to this. They said this, contribute to that, send this. Where are you spending the money? Where's the advertising? How come you're not going out there and using the information I'm giving you, or Michael or others that know Trump, and use that as your ads and running them all over the country? Why aren't you setting up what's it called, road shows, or setting up what's it called, town halls inside the Republican red states, or states that are in the middle, where we could go out and talk to them? They're not going to come talk to you. They're not going to speak to you, Ken Martin. They're not going to speak to Gavin Newsom. They're not going to speak to Pritzker. They're not going to speak to these people because you're hardcore Democrats. Jim Walsh is my buddy. He's ready to go. Let's go. We have enough. Olivia Troy, Jim Walsh, Michael Cohen, myself, Terry, Joe. You have plenty of people that the Republicans still relate with, that the independents still relate with, that will speak to us, that will listen to, will give us, they will come out there to debate us, because that's all we need. Just think about that. That's all we need, is for them to come out there and think that they could come there and prove me wrong. So they could get up on the mic and sit there and debate me. And then after they are done talking, I guarantee you they will leave and they will be saying, shit, Lev, I'm glad I spoke to you, because now I'm never going to vote for Trump again. They're not going to do that with Gavin Newsom. They're not going to go do that with the Democratic Ken Martin and the Democratic leadership. We have plenty of people. Adam Kissinger, Miles Taylor, Tara Stadham. I could go, Joe Walsh. I could keep going and going and going. But no, they choose to go the same old platform. I am tired of it, guys. I am tired. We are risking everything every day. How do we, just think about, how can I go out there? I have to speak to my wife and kids every day. They're like, Dad, Mom, my wife tells me, how are you going to go out there, do a town hall? And how are they going to protect you that you're not going to be the next Charlie Kirk? We have no support. We have no support. We are on our own. We have this platform, Substack. Thank God for that, that we're able to build, and the movement is growing. But we have no support from the Democratic Party, from the leadership, or from the old leadership. They're first to come out there and speak and criticize, but they're causing more damage than they're helping by going out there, by being sitting there and falling into these mega traps that they're being put into. I'm disgusted to watch it, because I saw that playbook. I was part of building that playbook. To watch how, they just throw it, come out there and say, you know what, you can't speak bad about Charlie Kirk. And so now all of a sudden, everybody, CNN, everybody's walking around doing almost like, memorials towards Charlie Kirk. I don't understand what's going on. I really don't. What happened to our free speech, to our country, to our, how come, where's all the investigative reporters talking about, okay, by going out there and talking about the things that Charlie Kirk spoke about, is not celebrating his death. It's not celebrating, making fun. That is called proper, normal conversation. That is why we are Americans. That's called democracy. So we're supposed to forget everything I said, all these people that he has heard, all these lists of people that went out. We're just supposed to just sit there and say no, because of why? Because now our government, and where is our leadership? Folks, enough is enough. Tomorrow I hope you join me at 3:15, when we have Congressman Rokana on there, because he's one of the good guys. He's one of them that is actually trying. He's actually out there fighting to try to release these Epstein files. He's going out there. He's willing to talk. He's out there actually fighting the super PACs, not taking money from them. That's another thing we're going to talk about, how all this money is being funneled through these super PACs. And trust me, I know because I was part of that whole fun. I went to prison for this stuff. That's why I'm trying to, Nick, absolutely, Nick. You are one of the good guys, and we're trying to organize. We're trying to put together. We're trying to but we need fresh blood. We need somebody out there that's going to be able not be scared to go out there and fight fire. He's not going to be scared to go out there and do something action and be even if it's not the greatest idea, but enough being on the defense. Tell the country needs to know how are you going to fix it. We all know that Donald Trump is bad. We all know that Donald Trump is this, but how are you going to fix it? I have some ideas how I could help you beat him so you could fix it. Anyway, folks, I'm sorry for the rant. I'm sorry for, being so pissed off, but, just think about what a day. This is just one day. Just think about all day what we went through. You have Donald Trump pretending to be king in overseas while he sold out the Ukraine and the free world to Putin, while Putin is playing not only real war, attacking, killing innocent civilians every day, but now they're playing real, preparing to attack NATO countries. You know why? Because they don't consider America part of NATO anymore. Just think about that for a second. What was that? They're not, they don't even consider that. And the Europeans, you know, they're scrambling. And then you come right back, and I didn't even touch on his ace in the hole that Donald Trump has that I've mentioned to you guys that the media doesn't talk about, Venezuela. Because the second all something goes wrong, the second he needs to rein everything in, that is the second you will see all of a sudden us invade Venezuela. That is why, and I'm not telling you, and I want you guys to understand this, and I want to be really clear with all of you because I love each and every one of you, and I respect and I thank you for all the support you do. But I really want you to know I'm not trying to scare you, even though I'm very scared. I'm very scared because I know these people. I lived with them. I ate with them. I mean, I spent more time with them in the 4 years that I was there than I spent time with my own family, my own kids, my own wife. I mean, literally 5, 6 days out of the week. So it really hurts and pains me to watch how nobody is standing up to them except we, the people, are left. But we are stronger and we can do. Our voices are so powerful that we could overcome it. But the only way we're gonna do is we have to act. Each and every one of you. Each and every one of you has to act. We have to make our voices louder every day. As difficult as it is, as hard as it is, but we have to do it because I'm telling you. Because if we don't, I promise you, we're gonna wake up one day and we will be very, very sorry. And I don't want that to happen. And that is why I'm risking it. That's why my son's risking it. I speak to my son Aaron every day. I call him. He doesn't pick up the phone all day because he's busy getting the news. But when get him on the phone, I can't wait to hear his voice to make sure he's okay. And I can't believe it because all he's doing, he's just reporting the news. He's not even out there. You know, he wasn't even part. He's just reporting the news. And I know that they're trying to harm him. They're trying to go after him. But I want you to make sure that you don't that we use our that fear into strength. We need to transform it into anger. And we need to transform it into such anger that we do not wake up one day without doing something about it. Every day we do something about it. That's the only way we're going to get our democracy back. That's the only way we're going to save our country. So I apologize, for trying being the bearer of bad news constantly. I apologize for, maybe not sugarcoating the stuff, but folks, I'm not no showman. I'm not a media personality. This is not my world. I'm like you. I'm a regular human being that got caught up in a lot of this shit, and I have a lot of information and a lot of knowledge that I'm trying to get across to be able to use that so we could go out there and really do something. And it kills me. It kills me to see there, that some of these, pundits out there that go out there and just start talking about such nonsense, and they'll have hundreds of thousands of people following them and listening to them. So, folks, I do want to give a shout out to one of our subscribers. She's a very special person. Her name is Jennifer. I'm not going to give you her last name, but Jennifer, you know who you are. She's contacted me and forced reach out to me, DM me, and for basically is helping so much. I can't even tell you, from writing emails to these congressmen, setting up these interviews. She's putting together email lists. I mean, she's rounding up. So I just want to say, I hope we get more Jennifers. So be a Jennifer today. Go out there and think what it is that we could do, what you could do to to be able to go out there and save our democracy. Because together we will do it. So again, I want to wish you a good night. I want to make sure that no matter with all this craziness, the one thing I need each and every one of you to promise me is that you will find a little time during the day to hug your loved ones, to spend some time with your family, to make sure to turn off the phones, to turn off the television, and just to be able to go get a little peace of mind, because the mind is the most important thing, and we need all the strength that we need, that we could get right now, because right now we're coming down to the final wire. This next year is going to be the most crucial year of our existence, and the most crucial year for the history of our country, the world, and our that our kids, grandkids are going to be left with. So this way it is basically, you're right, Susan, it's life or death. This is the time where we need to make sure that we do everything we can. And as I remember, for me, I'm a big sports nut, and I remember when I used to play football, my coach used to scream to me that in the fourth quarter, when it was all 2 minutes left to play, he said, "This is when you leave it all on the line. This is where you go down deeper and you find that little extra. This is where you push a little harder." So that's why I want to tell each and every one of you, for this next year, this is where each and every one of us goes deep down a little harder, push a little harder, go a little harder, and do whatever you can. Each and every one of you knows what you could do. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you donate, contribute, if you go out there and make phone calls, if you go out there and make signs to protest, or you go out there and protest, because all of it counts. And it's all a combination. It's not one thing. And that's why I say each and every one of you could do something. And that's why I want to end off today. Again, Jennifer, God bless you. Thank you for all the work you're giving us, from our whole community here, from all of us here. And today, each and every one of you, be a Jennifer. Don't be this garbage out there, all of that. So God bless you. Love you. And I will see you tomorrow. Take care.